I have returned stronger than ever. That's not true. I've been stronger. Yeah, so it was COVID. Just thinking of the best way I could deliver that news. The sickness that I thought I had, I did have a sickness. And it was COVID. So that's not great. Not my favorite. My girlfriend got it worse than I did, which makes me feel even more guilty because she went out braved the world with me because of me. So I felt a little responsible for that. But also, she's an elementary school teacher and has gotten me sick on more than one occasion and will get me sick again. So it kind of balances out. It doesn't help. Even saying that out loud doesn't help me. Believe it or not, that's not how guilt works. It's not like, well, what if they do something worse later? It's like, that doesn't, no. That's not how that works. Anyway, I'm mostly better. I've got some phlegm still lingering in my throat, which is a little annoying. Some sniffles occasionally. Probably will get it by the end of this video, because I think even normally I start getting a little sniffly by the end, like after talking straight at a microphone for like an hour plus. So that's par for the course. That's not too crazy. But yeah, so I'm doing a little bit better. Well, I was until Digimon lost. But yeah, I'm doing better. But you know, I could be even more better. In other related news, the wave of attention that Digimon World Next Order Randomized Part 1 received starting to die off a little bit. That's fine. It's not down or anything. Like, I'm still getting new viewers. It's just not as explosive as it was at first. And I'm handling it normally. I'm not freaking out or worrying that everyone's gonna leave me. I'm not doing that. It's fine. I don't think anyone's gonna leave the channel. No, it's fine. But yeah, that's happening. Part of me feels guilty for this as well, because I'm just like, oh, what if I just like kept recording, even though I was sick and all that other stuff, and then I come to my senses and I'm like, are you an idiot? No, that doesn't work. You'd make bad videos. That wouldn't be fun. So yeah. Anyway, I have my list open of Nick fun facts. If you can believe it, I think I did the 18 cats thing in a different video. But it's just fun stuff now. It's not all trauma. Oh no, wait, sorry. I forgot. At the end of the last video, I talked about some of the New York experience, but not the entire experience. So I should probably, for continuity's sake, I should go back to that. Hold on. I did take some extra notes before it all faded from my memory. It's crazy that I've only been home for like a week, because it feels like the last 2 weeks have felt like, or I guess the last week, or no, the last like 2 weeks have felt like a month. So happy to be back, trying to get back in the swing of things. We'll see how that works. Anyway, okay, let's see. I talked about the CVS trip. I know I did that. I talked about watching the Star Wars movies. All right. So I think I don't remember. Did I talk about the reception dinner? I do not remember a single thing I talked about last week. Part of COVID, which is really fun, is you just kind of get brain fog. So it just wasn't really firing on all cylinders. I don't know if that'll come out. I don't know if anyone noticed that in the video. But yeah, so we had the reception dinner. It was mostly fine. One interesting thing is that Alex, Carlos's neighbor, cousin, went to high school with him. I've known him for like 15 years. Kept getting ants on him, which was weird. I don't know how to explain this, but I think it's worth bringing up because it's weird. He kept getting ants on him. It's like, Nick, what do you mean he kept getting ants on him? I'm going to tell you what I mean by he kept getting ants on him. It's just like, at one point, I saw a small black ant crawling. It didn't matter that it was black. I'm sorry. I didn't need to racially profile an ant. All to say, it wasn't a fire ant or anything for my, I guess, Southern American, not Southern American, but like Southern United Statesian people, because I know fire ants suck. What was this again? Defeat Pitomon? I don't even know where Pitomon is anymore. But no, he kept getting these small, like, carpenter ants on him, and it was, like, weird, because, like, the first time, like, I guess his girlfriend caught it, and then I caught one on his shoulder, and I was like, oh, hold still, and I, like, flicked it off. He was like, that's the second one they found. I'm like, that's already weird, because nobody else has reported getting ants on them, myself included. So I found that very odd. And then, so then like later, literally at the same reception dinner, I come back I was talking to him again. I see an ant on the same shoulder again. I'm like, is it the same ant? What's happening here? I don't understand. Oh my god, why? I'm gonna go to the Ugunia Wastelands because it gets me somewhat close to Boney Resort, and I'm being cheap and trying not to spend money. Yes, that was odd. The food was interesting. I got lasagna. I don't really eat lasagna because it just tastes like pasta cake. Is the best way I can describe it. And I'd rather just have pasta. Like, it's too soft, and I feel like if you load it with meat, it's fine. But I don't know. I'm not big on. People crucified me for this. And you know what? I'm tired. I'm gonna speak out against it. I don't care about cheese, guys. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't, and I know a lot of you are very devout for cheese. I just don't care. Like, do I like cheese on pizza? Of course. Do I like cheese on a cheeseburger? Yes. But that's like it. I'm not gonna eat like a block of cheese, and if a dinner is like half or more cheese, I don't want it. It's too much. I'm like, my body, I think, handles cheese well enough. Like, I'm probably lactose intolerant because like 75% of us are. But like, I haven't really had any problems from cheese in like a very long time, so I kind of don't know if I am. But it doesn't matter because like I just don't enjoy the taste of it that much. Like, I like cheese like enough, like, you know, like I said, I'll have it as a garnish or like an addition to a meal as long as it's not like the main focus. But like with lasagna, it felt like it was the main focus. So I didn't really like it that much, but it was, I mean, I liked it. It was fine. It was good, but it wasn't like amazing or anything. And I wouldn't like order it again. But yeah, so we had that. Sorry, I had a little cheese tirade there. I don't care. I don't, like, you know, whatever. All these like memes online of like me eating like shredded cheese out of the bag or eating like a block of cheese. I'm like, you sound like a fucking animal. I don't care. I don't care if you crucify me for this. I'm right. It's not that interesting. Cheese sucks. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so sorry for all those people I'm gonna lose because they unsubscribed. That's fair. Enjoy your curdled cow milk, you fucking freaks. No, now I'm just being antagonistic. What else? Oh, then so after that, I think I did talk about this, but I'll just recap it just in case for my own sake. We got to watch fireworks in the top of a hotel. That shit was rad. This is how I know we talked about it because I think I remember talking about that already. And it was really cool. All right, wedding day. So the days, so Carlos hands out the schedule for his wedding day, which I'm already like, gross. Ew. Ew, structured time. Gross. On a vacation. Can't wait. I love being like, I love the, hey, you need to be here, here, and here at this time, and this time, and this time. I think that's super cool and fun. I'm kidding. I'm just being mean. When he sent out the schedule, he was like, all right, Nick, you're going to be walking with me and Josie at 8:30 to go pick up bagels for the bridesmaid. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean I'm going to be with you at 8:30? I don't want to wake up at 8:30 on a day off. What? That's so mean. It's fine. So I got up early. We went and grabbed food. We did some like logistical stuff. We brought it back. Everyone was really happy. I briefly got to see my girlfriend and bring her a bagel, which she then pointed out I didn't bring any cream cheese, which she called, what the fuck did she call it? I think this is a New Yorker thing. She called it a schmear. I think that's like a New York-based term for cream cheese. I don't, can people confirm? What do you call cream cheese, or the thing that you put on bagels? And if someone says butter, ban them. Get out of my channel. No, I'm kidding. I don't care. That's another example, by the way. Like, I'll have like a very light spread of cream cheese on my bagel, but if like I get it from somewhere and like they pre-cheesed it, usually I just have to like take like a napkin and just like wipe a huge chunk of it off because it's just too much cheese for me. Anyway, so we go do that, and then we go pick up some more things. What did we do next? I should have taken notes, but I was a little bit too busy living in the moment. We went to, I remember grabbing coffee. Like, I got a box of Joe from Dunkin' Donuts, but I think this was alongside the bagels. And then Carlos went to a store to grab grapes. I remember that being a thing. I was like, that's such a weird snacking food, for sure. And then, where did we go after this? We had to go somewhere immediately. I think we went to one of Carlos's friends' apartments, which was right near the venue. And we were kind of just chilling for a while. just like get ready, because like, you know, when you're a groomsman, there's not really that much you have to do ahead of time, like comparatively, I should say. So we were just kind of vibing. We put on a game, and I was just really getting to know some of the groomsmen. Like I got to meet the brother of the bride. I got to meet one of Carlos's New York friends. It was a good time. And then, you know, I already knew Alex, and they were good people. I was enjoying the time we spent hanging out there. Then we got all ready, all gussied up. So we did that for a couple hours. Then Carlos left with the guy whose apartment we were staying with, so they could go start doing some of the early photo stuff. Then we came later. This is the part where the day takes a little bit of a turn. I was dressed up in a full suit, jacket, and an undershirt under my dress shirt because I didn't want to sweat all the way through it. Or like if I did sweat through it, which I knew I would, it wouldn't just be like me like in a wet shirt. I don't want you to imagine me just in a wet white shirt, okay? I don't. Listen, perverts. No. You don't get to imagine me in a sheer white shirt, wet, glistening, as I look better than I ever have. You don't get to imagine that. No. Stop it. Bad. Bonk. Okay? No horny. I was buying time. I couldn't remember where I put my webcam setting on. Yeah, so I was just trying to avoid that, but also it was just like, it was so fucking hot. It was not great. A response. Okay. I don't remember what triggers you. I think I should have a lot of the lab stuff unlocked, but I think Ophanimon might be on level 4 of the lab, so I think it was still being built. Also, I didn't need to go here. It dawned on me as I was walking down instead of up, where there's no Digimon for me to recruit there besides Ophanimon. So, good job, Nick. What else am I going to grab here? I don't know. We've mostly run out of, like, interesting things for me, in my opinion. Oh, I guess we can stop getting sick. That would be nice. And then recover way more HP when moving. Yeah, that's good. We'll get some of the smaller ones. Small boost. Small boost. This is for that one. Okay, that's going to take a little longer. 6. I need 12 for the carrying capacity. I need 20 for that one. Was I saving for that one? I don't remember. Better ingredients. Better cooking. Fighting spirit. Oh, I wanted these too. I know that. I guess I can increase the money. Couple skills there. I'm just gonna fly directly to Bony Resort at this point. I mean, I don't know if I will. Let's go back to Faulty Ex Machina. There were a couple Digimon I couldn't quite get there. Again, I could. No, I'm not gonna walk through Agunia Wasteland again. I don't care. But yeah. So it was really sweaty. Like we walked over. We took photos outside in the 87-degree New York heat with no breeze, which sucked. Like I brought a bunch of like napkins and stuff and like paper towels to like put them in my like back pocket to dab my sweat, which worked for a while, but eventually it was just too much. We get inside the venue. The venue was inside, but it was also like, I don't know if drafty is the right word, but it wasn't well cooled. Like they had ACs running, but the like space was so big that even like an industrial grade AC wasn't keeping it cool. Like maybe if they had left it on overnight, but they didn't do that. So do not rate it very highly for a summer wedding. So that's kind of where I'm at with that one. But it was rough. There was a lot of standing, and the longer I was wearing the dress shoes, the worse it got. Because, and I just talked to someone who worked at a shoe store for like 8 years. Is a coworker of mine, and I was talking about this, and it's like, yeah, like a good pair of dress shoes, it's gonna take you like 4 weeks to break them in. Like, say you have to wear them every single day for work, you're like walking in the city, it's gonna take like 4 weeks before they stop hurting. A rental pair of shoes are probably not gonna be great quality, and I was like, I wish someone had told me this. It was like, it's honestly probably just like plastic, so there's just like no support there, and that I agree with. I did not feel like I had support on my shoes. I did not feel that way. But it was, so it's just a lot of that. So my feet started hurting like as we were like still practicing and stuff. And I'm like, this sucks. Metal Garurumon is here, but it's not responding. It's like there's no soul inside of it. Yeah, I think he's also a lab one, but I think he might be level 4. I don't remember who everyone is anymore. Maybe I have to get like earlier lab Digimon. I don't remember the order of operations. I guess I should just go talk to Bodemon. He'll probably give me at least some direction. But yeah, so I was not having a great time, but I was like, I was practicing doing everything like that. Like, we were practicing the way we were going to walk up and everything like that. All good. So the time comes, the wedding starts, or like the ceremony starts, I should say. And it was like a little bit stressful, but at that point I was kind of just numb to it because I was like, all right, almost there. And so I go up after the officiator. I think the person doing their wedding was one of the bride's friends, which is really cool. I like that. I like that shit a lot. I think if you're getting married, you should get married by friends. Fuck priests. You don't need to get married by them. Also, maybe don't fuck the priests. I don't know. But it's just, I don't know. Just a thing. Just taking a pot shot at religion while I'm here. So I was the second one to walk in, then the maid of honor, and so on and so forth. And I was also like the last to walk away, I think, just because like we went in reverse order at the end of it. Anyway, the ceremony was really nice. As the bride starts walking up, I have to like look away because I realize she's starting to like get emotional, which is fine. It's her day. She's welcome to it. It's awesome. I love watching people cry from happiness. That shit's great. I love that shit. It sounds like I'm being sarcastic because of the tone of my voice. I genuinely, I do love that. I really do. I think it's beautiful. But she was starting to like tear up a little bit, and it's like I have to look away or I'm gonna start tearing up. I'm very empathetic, where it's like if I see someone like having like a very happy moment or if, even very sad, like I will start to tear up. I tried to hide that at the beginning of my YouTube career. Like if I'd play a game and the game was like, if it was hitting me. If I was having like a sad moment or something, I would like try to like distract it or like hide it in my voice. I embrace that shit now. I don't care. I think the moment that broke me is when I was playing Okami. This was years ago. This was years and years and years ago. When I was playing Okami for the first time, I got to a very sad point at the end, and like as I was reading it, I could feel myself getting choked up, and I'm like I knew ahead of time I was going to, and I was just like. Whereas now, if that happened, I'd be like, oh, I'm crying. It's so sad, chat. And I think just being true to yourself is the coolest thing you can do. So that's what I try to strive for. Anyway, so I had to look away because I was like, I will cry. And that worked. So they were on like a small stage when they were doing the thing when they're getting married. So they were on a small stage. But like... it was like maybe like 2 steps off the ground, and the way I was standing, I was right next to like one of the flower arrangements. So if I tried to look at the bride, I couldn't see her because there was a flower in my way. I couldn't see Carlos either. Like I could see their general shape, but I couldn't like directly like if I needed to, I could like lean into it a little bit and just stare at the flowers, which is what I did to avoid crying. I just didn't look at their faces. So it was a very easy way for me to keep control, and I think it looked fine. We did a little thing with the ring. This is pretty classic, where Carlos told me ahead of time to do this. I had not planned on it, but I was like, all right, whatever you want, groom. But he was like, I'm gonna go ask you for the ring, or first of all, the flower girl's gonna bring you the ring, which she did. Flower girl did a great job, and then I like put it in my breast pocket. And then, which was hard because the box didn't fit, but I like kind of shoved it in there. But, so Carlos was going to ask me for the ring. I was going to pretend like I didn't know where it was. And he didn't really give me any instruction beyond that. He was just sort of like, make it look real. And I was like, all right. So, so when he goes to ask for the ring, I like pat myself and I'm like, I can't find it. And also because the box was so big, like there was very clearly like a square on my chest, like if you looked at it. So the entire ceremony, I had my arm up. I don't know why I'm trying to mime it, but I had my arm up over my right breast pocket, kind of in a way, like I was basically crossing my arms in a way, or like holding my arms together. So and like using my shoulder to like block the pocket. So when it came time to do that, I was like trying to pat, like and I couldn't find anything. And then like I looked to the maid of honor, and then I looked back at the other groomsmen, and I looked out to the audience, just kind of looking like panicked. Just putting on a good show. Nobody thinks it's real. I was like, I'll be a goof with it. And then I pull out the ring and I give it to him. But Carlos told me later that even though he was the one who told me to do this, like he was the one who told me to do it with the ring, there was a split second where I was committing to the bit so hard that he was genuinely like, did Nick lose the ring? I'm like, no, you told me to do this. What do you mean? No. Like, it was never lost. I knew exactly where it was the entire time. Chat, here's where I'm going to reveal to you. I actually did lose it. No, I'm kidding. Gotta remodel the wing, utilize the horns of stabilizers, hungry you no matter, I know you can just marry. Okay, so again, another Digimon who's ignoring me. What's new? But yeah, so so we did that. They said their vows. I did help Carlos work on his vows a little bit. He initially workshopped it with me when we were gonna we were gonna get really stoned and watch Madam Web, which we did, and it was bad. I don't remember if I talked about that in this series or if that was a different series. But the long and the short of it was that we took care of everything first. So we were like, we worked on his vows, made sure everything was good, all that. Then we took 100 milligrams each, the highest I've ever taken, by like double of like edibles that I'd gotten, and we watched Madam Web. Madam Web, not a great movie. I don't know if you guys have heard the news, not great. But I think the warning I missed was that apparently people were getting motion sick watching Madam Web. I don't get motion sick, so I just like dismissed it. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Whatever. That doesn't affect me. Guess what messed with my, I did something that had messed with my equilibrium. And so I actually was getting motion sick watching Madam Web. We had to turn it off. Also, don't get that high. It's not worth it. I was just feeling like sick, and I never feel sick. So I was just like, this sucks. I don't want to do this again. So that was a lesson learned. But anyway, before we did that, he asked me for advice on his vows, and so he ran them through me, and I like told him what to cut and like what to like articulate better. Kind of brushing off that almost English degree, just to prove I still got it. But I'm genuinely pretty good about stuff like that. I don't like editing things. Like I don't like editing work that people have written, but I'm also like, when it's spoken, I can edit it a little bit better, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't very good at writing or editing papers, for like, because I'm not very good at like spotting grammar and stuff like that. I can say when a sentence feels clunky, but that's about it. So like when it's like spoken word, I can actually edit it a lot more effectively, because I can be like, well, this doesn't sound quite right. I think what you're going for is this, so on and so forth. So I gave him some notes. He took them, and that was cool to see. They get married. They walk away. We walk in line after them. It was a great time. Then I got to go be the witness. Not Jonathan Blows the Witness for PS4 and PC, and probably Xbox One. But the witness to like write down like I witnessed their wedding. I don't really know what the legality of it is, but I did that part. And then I was basically just trying to avoid having to stand, and doing badly. Like I caught up with some old friends that Carlos invited to the wedding. And I thought one of them might be mad at me. She wasn't. She was really cool, and I was genuinely really relieved to hear that, because I don't like the idea that I fuck something up and that I can't like fix. So it's good to know that some of that stuff is cool. But basically, I got to talk with some old friends. That was neat. Caught up with them, but it was hard. Like I was really like my feet hurt talking about this, like because I can remember the feeling so vividly. But it was just like I had to keep like shifting my weight from one leg to another. And then I was just like, I needed to sit down. Like, it felt like I was really doing some damage. So I, like, pretended that I needed to go sit down and, like, work on my speech. I didn't. I'd written the speech out. I went back and forth on writing it out for a while just because, like, you know, I thought it would be funnier to do it off the cuff. But, but then I was like, no, I don't want to jeopardize this. Like, I want this to really mean something, so, like, let me, like, I think I talked about this before, or the last video, whereas, like, I didn't plan to write it down, but then, like, basically when I tried to say it from memory to Amy, that, I was stumbling on some stuff, and I was like, okay, I should write this down so I don't stumble on the day. So I did. And I did, like, rework it a little bit, like, just because I had the time. So I was just, like, looking at my phone for, like, literally, like, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. But I was, like, you know, tweaking little small grammar stuff here and there, and I think it came out pretty well. But then I will, but yeah, I was in pain. That's really what it came down to. So it was starting to affect, and like between that, the anxiety over giving like the best man speech, just the anxiety about being in like a formal setting. I don't like formal settings. I swear too much. I don't dress well enough. I'm too casual. I don't like formal settings. But anyway, so I did all that. And finally it was time for dinner, and then like a little bit through dinner we would give our speeches. So it's like I hadn't drank at all because I was like, I don't want to be in a foggy state of mind as I give this speech. I want to be crystal clear and stuff like that. Not that it really would affect me too much. I have a pretty high tolerance for alcohol, but that kind of isn't true. Like, if I drink consecutively, my tolerance is through the fucking roof. But if I only drink once every like couple months, it's not very good. It's very easy to get me tipsy. So like, how do I put this? So I was like purposely like, I don't want to have anything until it's over, just so I can like, then I can actually like relax. The maid of honor, on the other hand, was like, I am so nervous, I need more drinks. So there's a very, very big difference between the two of us, which I thought was pretty funny. She gave her speech first, and she did a great job. Oh, I should say it. The reason I was like, I wasn't drinking, but then I was like, oh, it's a toast, right? So like, I should find a drink, and I was like, is water fine? And Carlos was like, you should really get a drink. And I was like, I got peer pressure into drinking. No, he was just like, it's bad luck if it's not a drink. I'm like, all right, fine. Like, I wasn't like, no, I'm not an alcoholic or anything like that. I was just like, yeah, I plan to get like a drink or two anyway, just like once things had settled. So I'm like, all right, I'll grab it now. So I went to do that, grabbed the drink. I got the one named after their dog. I think it was just like a lemon drop, more or less. I don't know what the name of drinks are, but it had lemon in it, and it tasted fine. So we go up to the stage. She gives her speech first. She goes off the cuff. I was given a hard 2-minute and 30-second limit by Carlos that I think she went over, and I was like, it's fine, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm not, whatever. Who cares? Doesn't bother me. It's fine. No, I'm kidding. She gave a great speech. So then I went next, and then I remembered, I don't have enough hands, because we weren't giving the speech to the microphone like in a stand, we were holding it. And I was like, well, I have one hand that has a drink, and I have one hand that has a drink and one hand that has my phone where I can read off the speech. So I was like, but I basically just put down the drink for a second and then picked the drink up right back at the end. But I'm gonna give you guys, I think I'm gonna give you guys the speech, because I have, apparently someone took a video of it. I have not been able to find it. Carlos has not been able to find it, so I don't know if video evidence of this exists. If it exists later, I'll probably try and like find a way to sneak it into my YouTube channel at some point, because I think I knocked it out of the park. But I'm gonna read it real quick. I have to pause the game for this because I have to read off the thing, but just, I think it's worth it. Okay, let's bring this up. Where are you? Oh yeah. You can tell I'm such a fucking goon because I wrote this having no idea how the other speech was going to go. I was just, I'm a professional. I'm a good speaker. I'm going to give you like the behind the scenes version of it. Actually, no, I'll run through it, then I'll give you a play-by-play. And I can do the play-by-play as I'm like moving around, so. All right, here was the speech. Hey everyone, that's going to be tough to follow, but I'll do my best. I want to read you a text that Carlos sent me a while ago. I'm not sure if he remembers it, but I sure do. He writes, Nick, today is the happiest day of my life. Manchester City have just won. Whoops. Sorry, or wrong text. Sorry. I think it's this one. A little joke there. And this is the text. I don't care if this sounds sappy, but I am so madly in love with this woman. The way she lights up any room she's in, where she's able to make everyone feel happy and at ease. I am so glad to be with her. I saved that text on the spot and knew I was going to use it today. I've known Carlos for 26 years and talked to him almost every day. I've never seen him fall this deeply and genuinely for someone before. And the reason is you, and then I said her name. I don't know if I've said her name before, but I'm not going to, just in case. I've seen for myself the love you two have for each other, and it's the real deal. So, I'll just say, Juliana, thank you for being there for my best friend. I know he's in good hands. And Carlos, I'm so happy for you. It's been a joy to watch you find the woman you want to spend the rest of your life with. I love you both. And then I put down the, instead of putting my phone away, I accidentally put the microphone down instead in the moment. And so I picked up the drink, but then I didn't have the microphone anymore. So I just yelled, to the bride and groom, like at the top of my lungs. That was off the cuff and not planned, but I was like, it's fine. So yeah, obviously it was a little bit shorter, or I'm sorry, it took a little bit longer when I read it, but I was like, I really wanted to keep it under 2 minutes and 30 because he made it a big deal. So I was like trying to be short with it. And I think I accomplished that. But again, it was like a little bit slower because, like, you know, not to brag. There were a couple points where the audience like laughed or clapped or something, and I had to like pause for a second. Listen, I'm a professional. It's fine. So I want to go through it kind of bit by bit here. I want to start with the beginning where I said, "Hey everyone." Hey everyone is also how I start all of my professional emails. That's not a joke. That's real. Or if I have to send an email to like a big distribution list, I'll just I'll just like title it with like, "Hey everyone." So I thought that was just kind of a personal thing to me, where I was like, "Oh yeah, it'll feel like home." So, like I said, that's gonna be tough to follow, but I'll do my best. She did, like I said, she did give a good speech, so it was kind of tough to follow, but also like I knew I'd be fine. I wasn't worried about it. Anyone know this here? Or here's a Digimon who looks like a superhero and beats up evil Digimon. His abilities are an Ex-Machina. Has anyone seen him? I wonder what I did to unlock that. Digimon, what do you got for me? We're on Digimon. There's a regal-looking Digimon is living in a beautiful mansion in Bony Resort. So that would be my Otismon. I can go back to him now. Okay. Digimon is asking for help collecting things at Absolute Zero. I think that's Vidramon. Looks like Gobmon's at Absolute Zero. Tell her to come back home. Okay, so they want me to go to Absolute Zero next. Interesting. 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 So but yeah, so I wrote that in, like, even without hearing her speech. I was like, I should just say that just in case. It would have been funny if it was a bad speech, and then it would have sounded sarcastic. I think that would have been really evil. If it was just like if it was just like, that's gonna be tough to follow, but I'll do my best. Like, you know, if she was like struggling or something like that. I'm glad that didn't happen. I would have felt very guilty. So that's neat. Sorry, I gotta get rid of all this stuff. I don't remember what I'm trying to keep in my inventory. I think this is fine. I have so many items here. When was the last time I cleaned my inventory? So I've been playing Coral Island, which is a, like, I want to say Stardew inspired, which is weird because Stardew is already inspired off of other farming games like Harvest Moon and stuff, but it's like a Stardew Valley inspired farming game, and it's really fucking good. Like, it's everything I've wanted from like a sequel to Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley, which by the way is like 10 years old or something. It's crazy to me because I'm like, that game's not that old. It is that old. It's very old. Like, old enough for games to be inspired by it and then fully release said games. So, but I've been playing Coral Valley, or not Coral Island. But I've been playing that, and like, it's very big on like inventory management, as most like farming games of that type are. So I'm like very conscious of my inventory and like managing my time per day, because it's a similar thing. By the way, if you enjoy these kind of games like Digimon World Redigitized, Digimon World Next Order, you should check out Stardew Valley and Coral Island, because I think you'd probably enjoy them. They're both games that like follow. They're not one-to-one. There's no Digimon for starters, but they do tend to follow the like, how much can you get done in a day kind of thing. And I think if you like these kind of games, you probably like that one, because there's a lot more. There's like farming and simulation type stuff. It's good. I enjoy it. Anyway, so I've been very careful with my inventory management because of that. Onto this thing. I want to read you a text Carlos sent me a while ago. I'm not sure if he remembers it, but I sure do. This is true. That was a real text that Carlos sent me. He sent this to me. I cannot remember the exact time, and I couldn't find the real text. That's the spoiler here, is that's not the actual thing that he sent me. But I was like, the only person who's not going to know who's going to know that that's not what he sent is Carlos. So I don't care. Like, it's fine. But so the one line that was very true about that. Oh, actually, first I should say the joke. So Carlos is very big into soccer or football, and he's a very staunch supporter of Manchester City. He told me when we were growing up that it was Manchester City because, and you know what? I know there may be at least one Manchester City fan in the audience here, and I don't care if he doesn't agree with what I'm about to say. But he told me growing up that it was because hold on, this is bad. I wish I hadn't done this. I'm noticing a like screen burn on my monitor that I'm playing on, so like I can see something that's not in the recording. Oh no, wait, it is in the recording. How the hell is that possible? There's like a V on the bottom of the screen here, or like an upside down V, and it's like following. It's at the bottom right of the screen, but it is following in the recording too. What the fuck? Is it still here? I can't really see it here. Is it just in this area? That's gonna drive me crazy. What? I don't think I see it anymore. What in the world? I was gonna say, if it's on my monitor, then it wouldn't show up in OBS, because that's on a different monitor. Yeah, what the hell is happening in this area? It's like a weird shine or weird effect in my screen. I don't know what that is. Anyway. So maybe I have to unlock level 2 ones first. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do my dailies and stuff. But yeah, so Carlos is a big Manchester City fan. He described it to me as like, they're like the underdogs. They're like the Mets to the Yankees, if you want to hear it in like baseball terms. Or they're like, you know, they're kind of like the underdogs, because like Manchester United, the other team, like paid for all of their like players. Was like workers? That's not right. Like Manchester United paid for all their workers, so they're like, you know, they're not as genuine, or however he would want to describe it. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and I don't care. But I was just like, whatever, man, sure. So the funny thing now is that they're very much not that anymore, from what I can tell. They also pay for their players and just buy the best players, is what I've been told. Again, someone in the comments could correct me here, but he'll know in his heart that I'm right. Anyway, so he's a big soccer fan. Like if you know him, if you've spent any amount of time with him, basically everyone at this wedding knew this, because it was mostly his family and very close friends. So when I did that joke of like, or I was like, it's a very, obviously this was a fake text, like this one didn't exist at all, but it was him basically just going like, Nick, today's the happiest day of my life. And this is in comedy terms what we call the premise, and it's also misdirection. So then we go to Manchester City have just won. I didn't even bother finishing the text. It doesn't matter. I didn't even say what they won. I just said won, because I was like, I know there's like some championship that's like somewhat recently, or somewhat recently just happened. I don't remember what it is. I don't care. Like they had a major win within like the last year that I could have said. I couldn't remember what it was. I didn't care. So I was just like, whatever. Like just you know, you ever just no. So I basically, I didn't even finish writing that. I literally just went like, Manchester City have just won, and then I knew I'd cut myself off. So then I went to so I did that part, and then what's the next one? Sorry, I'm trying to do a couple things. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'm also trying to play a video game while I tell this story. I don't know if I'm doing it well, because I'm trying to remember exactly where I have to go. I said, whoops, wrong text, sorry, I think it's this one. So the crowd did really laugh at that, which I can't prove because I don't have the video, but they got a good laugh out of that, because I think a lot of them fell for it. As well as, like, it was both like they genuinely thought I was going to say something nice, and then the fact that it was just about soccer. So that went over really well. I talked about this a little bit already, but that, so the real text, quote unquote, I don't care if this sounds sappy, but I'm so madly in love with this woman. I don't think that's the exact way, or the exact text that he said, but he did say something like that. He knew what he was about to say was going to be really sappy, so he like prefaced it. I think it was at like 11 midnight or like 1. It was like something like that. And it was on like a random night. It was like a Friday. I don't think it was like related to anything. Like I don't think anything had just like recently happened. But I think he was just out with Juliana, and they were like, I don't know if they were at a party or if they were like over someone's house or something like that. But then he says like, the way she lights up any room she's in, where she's able to make everyone feel happy and ease. I'm so glad to be with her. Again, that's not the exact wording of what he said, because I couldn't find the text. I couldn't find any like key words from that text that would like pop up, because like I tried to search for light up, and he would like, I think a couple other things came up. I tried to go for Juliana. That one obviously didn't work because he says her name all the time. I tried to say like madly in love, but he writes madly in love a lot too. Just like, I could not find a good way to find this text. But I recreated it to the best of my abilities. And so like when it was over, I went and like told him, I was like, hey, I know that wasn't the exact text, or it's like, hey, this is just for you. That's not the exact text. I couldn't find it, but then he was like, I did say that though. Like he said that to me. He was like, I did say that. So that was really cool. What was the next part? I saved that text on the spot and knew I was going to use it today. So here's the thing. When he said that, I did know I was going to say in his best man speech. That part is true. Like I knew once he said that to me, I was like, that is definitely going to go in the speech when I give it. I just like, and I think I did save an image of it, but I also saved plenty of like memes and other like screenshots. So like it was impossible to find in my photos either. There was just so many dick pics. Just they were everywhere. I was like, come on, man. So, just kidding. So I'm not. But he was but yeah, so I knew I was gonna say that to him, but I just didn't, you know, I didn't have the exact text. So maybe I was ill prepared, but also maybe he shouldn't have said it like 3 or 4 years before he got married, because that's so much time for things to go wrong. So he did that. So the next line, this is an interesting one. So I said, I've known Carlos for 26 years, and I was expecting to just continue with my sentence, but I said I've known Carlos for 26 years, which is true. We've known each other for that long. We met in 1st grade, so we were both 6 years old. Or no, Carlos was 7 and I was 6, because Carlos' birthday is in July. Fun fact about Carlos' birthday, because I think this is very interesting. Carlos' birthday, I think it's July 10th. July 10th, July 10th, 1992. And I think my other best friend, Catherine, I want to say her birthday is like July 20th, maybe like it's somewhere close to that. But it's 1993. So those two are like a week or two apart. But Carlos is like a full year older than her, and we were all 3 of us were in the same grade, which I think is very interesting. I think it was something with Carlos, where Carlos was technically supposed to be in the grade above us, but for whatever reason he just didn't. So I just think that's interesting. That's just a fun little fact I threw in there for you. But yeah, people like stopped and like clapped and like cheered really hard when I said I've known him for 26 years. And I was like, I didn't think this was going to be like a clapping thing. I used all of my stand-up knowledge, because I watch a lot of stand-up, where they said that and I just went, yeah, sure, okay. I was just like, yeah. I was agreeing with them, but I was like, yeah, I didn't plan for this, but sure. Myotismon, also Richard Epcar, who already voices a character in this game. This could have been a voiced character. Oh, it's you, is it? The human helping develop the city. My name is Myotismon. I conduct all sorts of business with the goal of developing each area, including the Bony Resort here. Yes, all sorts. I thought I'd like to have a powwow with you just once. Everything you're doing is turning Floaty into a fascinating place. I might even invest a bit myself. Anyway, business is business. Would you fulfill my request as a condition of our deal? Sure, I'm all ears. Right answer. Okay, I'll get to the point. There's but one thing I desire. And that is my treasured parasol, my stolen Myobrella. Get it? Because Myotismon, Brella. You mean your Vamdabrella? Please get it back. It's my favorite, you see. Without it, I just can't go out during the day at my leisure. The thief, Turimon, is at Logic Volcano. There's no time to lose. Recover my Myobrella at once. Alright. I do want to get Piedmon as well. I have to spend the entire day in Bony Resort for Piedmon. I don't remember. Actually, you know what? Let's try doing part of it. Because even if I fail... Oh no, because won't my partners get upset if he does this? You're late. Watching ever since... Oh wait. Hold on. I have an idea. Ready? I'm going to do something crazy here. What if I just save and then reload it? I don't remember if he has like random spots that he appears in. Yeah, sure, man. Oh, also someone in part 1 recently commented, or someone commented, I think this week, maybe like the last couple days, that they've played through this game like 8 times because they love it, and me telling them you could hold down R1 to skip text the first time they learned of it. I don't think the game tells you. I don't think the game says anywhere that you can hold down R1 to skip text. I think it's just a feature that's there. I almost feel like it was like a dev tool. Like the developers left it in there like for their own sake, and then just like didn't pull it out, because like why would you pull it? Like you don't need to. But yeah, anyway, so people clapped when I said I've known him for 26 years and talked to him almost every day. That is true. I mean, there's some minutia involved. You sense Piedmon's presence nearby. Oh man, that really narrows it down. Thank you. I think he's at the very bottom, because of course he is. So try and get there. But yeah, so I didn't really like Carlos is my best friend in like 1st and 2nd grade. We weren't in the same 2nd grade class, so we drifted a little bit, but you know, we stayed friends. But like we didn't talk every day because, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Back in the day, you would have to call someone's house if you wanted to talk to them. There was no cell phones, there was no text communication. You had to call someone's house. So I did it maybe like twice because both times his dad answered or his mom answered, and I was like, this is weird, this is awkward. This is an experience that everyone who grew up in like the 90s knows, but it's like, yeah, only 90 kids, like, but it's like, it's real. Where it's like calling someone's home phone and then having their parents answer fucking sucks. Especially if you're trying to flirt with someone, by the way. Like when I was in like middle school and I had to still do that shit, like because cell phones were just coming out, that shit sucked. I hated it. Anyway, sorry, I gave myself trauma. Or I gave myself PTSD, I should say. But you know, we didn't really talk too much back then, and then like we would see each other in school all the time. I went to a different school for for half of 7th grade, I think, and then I came back halfway through 7th grade and into 8th grade. But I think I went to school in 7th grade, and then the first half of 8th grade I didn't. Yeah, that was it. So I like reconnected with Carlos in 7th grade because we went to different schools from like, I want to say like 3rd to 6th. So like I only I was still like was friendly with him when I saw him, but I didn't see him very often. And then so then we had 7th grade. We had a lot of classes together in 7th grade. We kind of rekindled our friendship there. 8th grade I left and then came back and we were friends again. And then by like freshman year, I was talking to him again, but we didn't get really close again until like 11th grade. And then like 11th and like all through senior, we were like back to being like best friends. So it was like we were never stopped being friends. We just kind of like got a little distant for a while, just because like, you know, I moved around a lot and changed schools and stuff like that. So it was mostly on me. But he was, you know, it was good to catch up with him. So then after that, basically, I've talked to this man pretty much almost every day since like, I don't know, 2011, like give or take. So it's really just until then. I thought he was hiding behind one of these things. Is he in like a corner I didn't think about? Because that's upsetting. So yeah, but I was like, I've talked to him like almost every day. That's kind of a lie. Not like, I've done it for like half of our lives instead of our entire lives. Sorry. But it doesn't, it's too clunky to be like, actually we in 2nd grade, like, you know, it's just, you know, I just skipped it. That's that professional, like, you know, speaking really come into play there. I was like, I know that it's too clunky to say this, so I'll just simplify it. So I've never seen him fall this deeply and genuinely for someone before. True. That's not just fluff. That's real. Like when Carlos sent me that text that I read out loud, I was like, I have known Carlos a long time. I've seen him like, you know, fall for other girls and stuff like that. He has never fallen this hard, like ever. And he has never like I've seen him like be with people that he's like, you know, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna date them for a while, and then things break off. I've never seen him like this dedicated. So I was like, no, he genuinely loves this woman, and I want to make sure that everyone knows it. So then I wrote this little thing, and the reason is you, and then I said her full name. That's a little in-joke, even for like, you know, that's an even more inside joke than the audience at the wedding. Because I only knew this because I had that best man knowledge. The engraving on the inside of their rings, and at least on the inside of Carlos's, I don't know if it says it on the inside of Juliana's as well, but it says the reason is you, which, you know, it is based on that song. But it's like, I knew that he had that on the inside of his ring. And I even asked Juliana this like the day before, because we saw them like, you know, the day they got into town, or they got into the hotel, because we were staying at the same hotel, which was like, I guess one of the big reasons it was worth it. But I like asked her when like Carlos walked away to like go pay the check, because like we briefly like sat down with him because they had like just finished eating, or Carlos was doing something. I think they got to the hotel early and they couldn't check in yet, but they had a restaurant like right outside the hotel, so they were staying there. I think that's what it was. Since Paimon's presence very close by. Okay, so he's here. All right. Oh my god, you idiot. God fucking damn it. I knew he was close. I remember a couple of his spots. I think he does go to this, like one of the like nooks at the bottom. I just don't remember when. But like again, if I don't do this in time, I'll just reload the save. Because I don't mind like keeping them up. I just don't know if it's hard stops at like midnight. Oh, well done. But this is just the beginning. It'll only get harder now. Oh, he teleported. Hid in the next spot. So now I have to decide if it's either below or above. I think he is in the same spot every time. And like I could just look this up, but I'll try and play it the correct way. And then, you know, reloading a save is also the correct way. Because it's not cheating. You're just like, you know, you're basically just, you know, using the in-game mechanics. I was going to say abusing, but then that makes it sound like cheating. So I had to change my language. So yeah, I did that, and the reason is you, because that was a little fun in-joke for the two of them. I've seen it myself. Love you two have for each other, and it's the real deal. I didn't like that line. I felt like the real deal was too generic. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of it. But I was like, I'll leave it in. Sometimes you don't need to get that fancy for this kind of thing. Sometimes you just need to get the point across. Oh, so he's still here. So now he's at the bottom. Okay. So I was, so I said, Juliana, thank you for being there for my best friend. I know he's in good hands. But I think I said that a little softly. I don't know if I did it quickly. I was like, Juliana, thank you for being there for my best friend. I know he's in good hands. I think I said it like that. Which I really, you know, delivery is important. Carlos, I'm so happy for you. It's been a joy to watch you find the woman you want to spend the rest of your life with. I love you both. That's also just true. There's nothing special there. You know, like I said, I put down the microphone, grabbed the drink, held it in the air, and yelled, "To the bride and groom!" really loud. And that was the highlight of the wedding for me, was the best man speech. You might be thinking, Nick, that sounds pretty narcissistic. To say that your highlight of the wedding was the part that you gave the speech. And I'm like, yeah. I don't know if you thought I would refute it, but no. It's just like, yeah. A little narcissistic, that's fine. I mean, obviously, very happy to see them getting married and stuff like that. But that was the only thing like I could affect. Like the chain. That was me putting on a performance. And like, I kind of talked a big game. Like, multiple people were like when people heard that I was giving the speech that like knew me, they were like, "Oh, Nick, you're gonna crush this. Like, you're gonna be so good at this." And like, I don't like that you guys like know I'm a good speaker. I kind of liked it better when it's like a surprise. But you know, happy to do it. Happy to do anything for the fans. But I did accomplish my goal. I don't remember if I said this in the part before the video went out. Where is this motherfucker? Is he like hiding back here somewhere? Where did he go? They like said he was near when I went over here. He's not like in anything, right? He's just in... He might be, actually. Let me see. Is he in this building? He is not. Oh, hey, look who's close to dying. Oh boy. Not like this, Barbmon. Not like this. It's too soon. It's too soon! I mean, they make it sound like he's like right here. Where is this asshole? Like, is he spawned the whole time? Oh my god, I can't search with this gang of Renamon attacking me. Very close by. So he's like, is he like in the tree? Oh my god, he is. That's right. Excellent. Very impressive that you found me here. But you still have one round left. You'll regret it if you start resting on your laurels now. I agree. I have no intention to let up on my laurels. Alright, so I'm going to try and do a screen change here to see if he's still in this big area. He's not. Okay. I think he might be at the church. But yeah, so I was, it was a cool, I mean, so after the speech ended, I immediately went back to, like, now that the adrenaline was gone, I immediately went back to, oh, my feet really fucking hurt. Like, so I had originally planned to, like, bring, like, a small bag, or, like, my backpack with me to, like, bring some supplies and stuff so I could switch out of the dress shoes and put sneakers on, and, like, it was even cleared with Carlos. But, he instead said that we should keep all our stuff at, like, the friend's apartment that was nearby. Which, like, I get. I understand why you'd want to do that. But I was also like, I don't know, man. Like, my my feet, like, I think I'll want to have him nearby. And, like, what if I can't find him to, like, get back to his apartment? And he was like, oh, that won't happen. So the dancing starts, and friend goes on the dance floor, as, you know, he's allowed to, and as he should. You know, it's a good celebration. And I'm like, I can't even, like, I can't get close to him from here. And it's like, I, like, tried to do it, or tried to, like, sneak over and, like, catch him, but I couldn't. I couldn't find a good time. So I just kept doing it for, like, hours. I just kept, like, making it worse on myself. Finally, at around, like, 11, I'm, like, half having a panic attack. Or, I'm sorry, this is around, like, 10 p.m. I'm, like, half having a panic, and it's supposed to only go until, like, 11, but I'm half, like, having a panic attack, half, like, oh, yeah, he's in the piano. Can't be, I dare say I can't believe it. Oh, I didn't think you'd make it this far. If it was just a guess, then it was a very lucky one. Want to have a bit more fun, but oh well, a promise is a promise. This is a reward I'll head over to Floaty. Of course I know what you're after. I've been watching after all. Until next time. Alright, I have to go prepare for Barbmon to pass away.
Okay now.
I guess I could try to do the Angelomon thing. But I guess it's, or the Marine Angelomon thing. Alright, let's come back to Floaty. He entered the arena. I think he'll fit in there just fine. Oh yeah, he's in the, he's below the arena, actually. But yeah, so I was in a rough shape. Finally, like, by the way, everyone, like, coming up to me all this during the time I'm, like, in extreme pain. I have multiple people coming up to me being like, oh my god, that was a great speech. I'm like, both people I knew and, like, strangers, who were just like, hey man, that was really good. I'm like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So it was really cool, and I really appreciated it, but I was also like, I'm in so much pain. So finally at like 10, I'm like half having a panic attack. I'm sweating more than I've like ever sweat because of how hot it is in there and how like dressed up I am. Even like taking the jacket off wasn't enough. And like, you know, my feet are killing me. I'm like worried about a lot of stuff. Like I'm like over socialized because I'm very introverted. So I'm like, I've hit my limit in so many different ways here. So I was like, I'm gonna go. And like talked over with Amy. Amy was like, thought it might be kind of like a social faux pas to leave early, which I agreed with, which is why I was trying not to do it, but it's like, I gotta go. I've hit my limit. I'm like about to like, I think I am gonna have like a panic attack. So I, hold on. So I grabbed Carlos, told him I was feeling pretty sick. I had to leave. He was like, yeah, no problem. Go for it, man. I finally went and tracked down the guy, and I was like, hey man, I gotta get in your apartment to grab my stuff. He's like, oh, it's unlocked. And I was like, just like, I was like, of course it is. All this time I could have. Cool. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Like through gritted teeth. So we get back to the apartment. I grab the stuff. That's also where Carlos's dog was. And I was like, good girl, Josie. Being very well behaved. I'm running in circles because I don't know what to do with Barbmon's remaining time because he's gonna wake up dead. But yeah. So I finally got back there. Changed into my sneakers almost immediately. Like, as soon as I changed into my sneakers, I was like, it's instantly a little better. Like, it's not solved or anything like that. But, like, instantly I was like, this feels so much better than just sit in those shoes. I was, like, genuinely shocked. Because I was like, I didn't think it would be that instant. I was, but, like, it felt like I was walking on clouds. I was like, thank God. So, we make the walk back to the hotel. And then I just basically just, like, rest up. My feet were killing me. So there was like two main points with my feet that hurt. It was like the soles really were just kind of like in pain, like just like a dull like ache. And then the like tips of my toes, so like my big toes and I think a little like a couple of my other toes were like almost stinging because I was like focusing so much there. And it was just not good. So then the next morning we went back to the next morning we were supposed to like plan to go to Pokemon Go Fest 2024 because we were in New York and it was part of it. And like I was like, Amy, I can't go. I'm like, I could try and tough it out and like because it's a walking event. That's the whole thing with Pokemon Go. It's like it's walking everywhere. It's like, and we were gonna do a lot of like public transportation to get there. It wasn't like a direct line or anything like that. And it's like, Amy, I don't think I can do that. I think if I could like push through and we'd probably be fine. But I think if I do that, I might cause like more long-lasting damage to my feet. Because like last time when this happened, when I was doing a wedding last September, and I wore my own dress shoes, which like again aren't broken in because I barely wear them, but like I wore my own, and like all the walking stuff, and I wasn't even like part of the wedding party there, and my feet were like hurting for like days after, like in like pretty serious pain. So I was like, I have to be smart, and I have to just rest up today. And because they were like, they were better than they were the night before, but they were still in pain. I was like, I feel so guilty for this, but like, I don't think I can go. She, you know, she wasn't thrilled about it. She was sad. She was like, I'll still go. It'll still be fun, but like, it would have been a lot better if I got to go with you, which like I understand. You've had a real adventure. Don't get depressed. Your partners can be reborn.
So, hold your
HP, speed, stamina, wisdom, HP. Who do I not have already? Will it tell me more? No. Tell me more, ninja. Oh, did she put it? That's a really fucked up line. We'll go with this one. Which one was Barbon? I think Barbon was not Rex. Oh, by the way, someone finally commented on my naming scheme, which I think is great, where they said, naming them Rex and not Rex is wild. I agree. It's one of my favorite bits, though. When I played this originally, it got to, like, the way it's supposed to go. And then I'm going to try and do here. Don't delete too far. I think what's supposed to happen is I'm supposed to go not Rex. And then it's supposed to be not Rex the 3rd, because it's the 3rd generation. I think I made it up to, like, not Rex the 27th in my original playthrough. Let me interrupt to 8. Why did that not work? Oh, wait. Is it just 8? That doesn't sound right. How did I do this before? Not Rex 3. Here we go. What do you mean you may interrupt at... What is happening here? Maybe if I just, like... I almost typed Nick. That's my name, Nick. What is... I don't understand. Do I have to just do not Rex? I guess so. I mean, it's not Rex the 3rd. Put some respect on their name. I'm sorry that Magdamon's also not having a great time. I debated giving more life from Magdamon to Barbamon, so they're like closer together. But I kind of hoped that they would I'd get a better chance with like the growth bonus, like for training. But I guess not. Oh my god, you're so loud. Shut up. Jesus Christ. Also, do you think the other partners feel weird that like my Digimon are like rapidly aging? Rapidly aging does have its like pros and cons. Let's see. Oh man, you're kidding. It's not, the stock market still isn't moving in a way that's beneficial to me. Oh, who could have seen this coming? That's crazy. What was I going to say? Yeah, I couldn't go to the just dropped of the year. I couldn't go to GoFest. She had a great time. I played a little bit from the hotel because it was still based in like New York like spawns, so like I was still getting some benefits, but just not as much as I wish it was. But yeah, it was overall it was an interesting end to the trip. I think I wish it would have been a little better. Alright, well I know you're going to turn to Tsunamon. Poyo poi. I gotta figure out your Digivolutions now. So I have to be careful here. Oh yeah, you did great. Congratulations. Let's see. Show me the progress charts. Okay, so you can make all of these, except this one. This one has 3 key points, but it's easier to get. This one has 2. I'll just let it rock. So I don't think we've unlocked any of the ones that he's trying to aim for, so that's fine. Yeah, I guess let's talk about the GoFest stuff a little bit more. So I play Pokemon Go a decent amount. Amy plays a lot more. Amy is almost max level. She's level 49, which is insane to me. She's working on a living shiny dex in Pokemon Go. So she wants to have a copy of every single Pokemon's shiny. Like, I think I mentioned this before. So like Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. She wants a shiny of all 3 instead of just like a Charizard. Anyway, Her current number, I think, is up to 499 different shinies, which is wild. Kudos to her. But, so she's a big player. I played a little bit at launch, and I played a little bit here and there. I played way more once I started dating her, because it was a way for us to bond and share, and I wanted to share in her interests. Because that's what a good boyfriend does, or that's what a good partner does. So we did that, and so I'm level like 37, but I like, you know, I still play and try and do like the research stuff. So when I was doing the research task for this, it was like catch like so and so many EVs with like the moon or sun crown, because that was the like themed EV that they had like a little special crown, which is cute, but it was also like I needed to catch 6 of them, and then all of a sudden, now that I had this task, no EVs would spawn. So like I just couldn't complete it. It did eventually work for me, which is great. Oh, okay, yeah. I thought it was gonna be Digimon just like passing out. Oh, it's the boy! Trying to figure out if he was voiced or not. He's not. Okay. It's him! I knew! I believed. Why does Digimon look smaller here? That doesn't look right. You've had a real adventure. We sure have. Remember that time where I did Digimon's evolution sequence? Oh, that was busted. Don't get depressed. Your partner's gonna be reborn.
So, hold your partner.
I don't need another Tsunamon. HP might be better for Modimon. Could do speed with Guilmon, or HP with Caramon. Let's do Modimon. It's Zerimon. I do like Z's. Alright, be very careful here. There we go. Rex. Rex and not Rex. Perfect. Yeah, let me go back to training. So I'm just going to try and get them a little further here. I am not going to train off screen this time, I don't think. I think missing Digivolutions was enough to scare me. Plus, their stats should be a lot better than they were before.
Ready?
Meaning they should be easier to train. So I shouldn't have to worry about it as much. Oh, the lab's done. Great. Labo! Lab is fully evolved. Oh, it has the aux ports at the top. They're not colored correctly, though. But it has the video and the left and right audio port jacks. And then I forget what that one's called. It's not HDMI. I can never remember what that port is called, but... Oh, I didn't realize the building got so big. I guess I did, but maybe I just, like, forgot. Alright, let's see. You can digivolve into whoever you want, big guy. Who's the hardest digivolution to get? It seems like this one is, because it requires the highest stats. So let's break off the rest of those. It should already happen, but just in case. So, but yeah, so like I had the quest to do like, or I had the research to get like a bunch of Eevee, and I'm like, I can't, because they're not spawning. Like I know the game wants me to go out and move, but that's the whole thing, is I have to rest up today. So this is just me getting on my soapbox just to say that I hate the tasks, okay? I hate the catch a specific Pokemon task in Pokemon Go. They suck. I hate it. Like, I don't care. Just give me one for catching 100 Pokemon. Fine. But like, I can understand on like a community day where it's like, oh man, extra spawns for like Larvitar. So if you have a community day spawn where it's like, catch like 15 Larvitar. That's fine. That makes sense. But don't do it outside of community day. It's bad. I hate it. It sucks. Anyway, this may come up again in a future story, which is why I'm trying to preface it by saying I have hated it all along. So while I was waiting or resting up and getting better, there was a movie marathon on. Ooh, this would be a stretch goal. I think that's really high. I wonder if that's Lucemon. The rest kind of aren't great. Like the top one's fine, I guess. Maybe I will try and go for 2,000 on every stat just to see what it is. We'll give that a shot. I think that might be Lucemon. If it's not, it's like a Season 1 Digimon. But I think it might be Lucemon.
Give this
Is
all
it
you've got.
possible for me to do that? I think so. It's going to be a little bit of a stretch, but I think we can do it. Let me try and get MP while I train up strength on Agumon. But yeah, so while I was resting up, there was a movie marathon on. I ended up watching all 4, and I can't really talk too much about this because it's a WB property, because of course it is. But I was like,
Training time.
there was a Godzilla movie marathon on. So I watched Godzilla King of Monsters. I watched like the second half of it, and that was also like when let me double check that I got the right ones here. That was also like when Amy was getting ready to go for GoFest, and she was like, "Oh, I want to watch the rest of this movie." And I'm like, "Yeah, but well, sorry, I don't know what to tell you." But okay, yeah, it is 5,000. All right, so 2,000 for the other ones. But so she wanted to watch the end of it, but she couldn't. So then we so then after that one, it was Godzilla vs. Kong, which I'd seen once, but I haven't seen in a while. And I was like, "Yeah, the movie holds up. It's fine." And then after that. So that was all, I think I was all on TNT. Yeah, I think I was watching that on TNT. Then, you know, they were starting to play, I forget what movie they were playing on TNT, but it was a movie I didn't want to watch. And they, I think I want to try and go reduce their fatigue. So I'm going to take them outside. So they were watching, or so a different movie came out, so I was like, oh, let me change the channel. And I was going through the program guide. By the way, watching cable, how did we do this? How did we as a society used to watch cable? I don't understand. It sucks. It's so inconvenient. Anyway, I was like, let me see what else is on. Well, the hotel also got HBO. And HBO was playing the original, or not original, but the first Godzilla movie from like...
Better make something tasty.
Did I take out the fatigue stuff? Oh my god. But it was playing like the one that had like Bryan Cranston in it from long ago. I caught the tail end of it. It wasn't great. I wasn't a huge fan of that movie. I was like, it's fine. And then it played, so then after that, it played Godzilla King of Monsters again. And then it played Godzilla versus, yeah, and then it played, did I watch this in the right order? I'm trying to remember I'm trying to remember the order I watched this in now. Did I watch Godzilla vs. Kong twice? I don't remember. I think... I'm trying to remember the order now. I think I did watch it. Or no. I watched... part of them... Sorry, this is... I want to get this right, because the timing is important. No, okay, yeah. So then I watched the end of the original Godzilla, then I watched Godzilla King of Monsters again, then I watched Godzilla vs. Kong, and then I think Amy got back, and then I ended up watching the newest one for the first time, which is interesting, because I was like waiting for it to go on HBO Max. But I ended up watching Godzilla and Kong New Empire, is that what the last one's called? It was pretty good, I liked that one a lot. I think it's my new favorite of the, like, you know, the English Godzilla movies. I think it's my new favorite. But anyway, I ended up watching a Godzilla movie marathon instead of going to Pokemon Go Fest, is the main thing. But, like, it is funny that Amy left when I was watching Godzilla vs. Kong, and then when she came back, I was still watching Godzilla. Or when she left when I was watching Godzilla King of Monsters. But when she came back, I was still watching more Godzilla. I think that's very funny. And if you don't think that's funny, you need a better sense of humor. But, I just watched it all day. Literally until, like, the end of the night. I think I just switched it to Friends or something after that. Oh, by the way, all these are WB properties. Also, one thing I can mention, I don't talk about work a lot, because I'm not supposed to. But I do want to talk about this part, because I think it's very funny as a thing. I am effectively on vacation. I was in a hotel room, the wedding was over, I was just trying to relax at this point. And a commercial kept coming up in between each break for one of the games I work on. And it was actually the game that I got trained on, if you can believe it. So the game has been lasting for over 5 years. And it was just kind of like, I'm not going to say it was a personal attack on me, because that feels too extreme. But I'm like, I'm on vacation. I'm already watching WB channels. Like, I already can't get away from it. I keep seeing the logo at the beginning of every movie and getting jump scared. Do you have to put the game I was trained on and I've worked on and know multiple people on every single commercial break, please? Like, do we have to do this? I just think it's really funny. Nothing against it. It was just like, I'm like, can I not think about work while I'm in a hotel room, like miles away from my computer, please? And the universe said no, it turned out. So there's your answer there. But I do think it's very funny that it happened that way, though. Like, I knew as it was happening, I was like, this is objectively funny. But also, come on. Come on. Please. I want to be free. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think Modimon is going to get Loosemon now. I think I left that other one open. That was for the best. I probably should have tried to go for Loosemon, because you need to have those stats very fast. I think Loosemon is mostly only... Or the easiest way to get Loosemon is to use stat chips, like right in the beginning. But I'm kind of saving my stat chips for now. I'll take that. Snow Goberymon and Agumon. There's some cool partners. We got Snow Goberymon with his famous attack from Digimon World 2. Stackelport! I don't think that's what he's actually saying, but that's what it always sounded like to me. Alright, what do we got here? Not gonna make that one. These are all a little easier. I kind of want to go for that one. I need to get my weight up. I need to get victories up. That's kind of it. So, I'll just... Oh, I do need a training failure, though. Oh, so it's a bad evolution. I kind of don't want that, then. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care who I get. I'll just leave it as is. But that's gonna be the end of this video. Like I said, I think I'm gonna just show the training during the next video. I try to do it off screen, but it's been having two almost mess ups is just too many for me. So, we'll do that as I try and get through the game. But thank you guys so much for watching once again. There are probably other videos I should be doing since I'm so far ahead on Digimon World Next Order, but this is what I call appeasing the shareholders, so to speak, where it's like, I got a lot of new YouTube members for this series, so I'm like, I might as well, keep the cadence of the videos up so that they have more stuff to watch. And big thank you to all the people who became members to watch these videos. It's been really cool. Next video, when I do it, I don't know if I'm going to do it immediately after this or probably tomorrow or something like that. I was trying to make a video of suggestions for it's like, okay, so you like this series, here are some other videos that are some other series that I've done that you might like. Just because it might be good to have what are the essential Wrath of Zalis videos. And what I found is I don't know. I have a general idea. I know what ones I've done most recently, but this is where I'm going to defer to you, long-time Wrath of Zalis fans. Whether you're getting here once this video goes public or if you're a member watching it now, tell me in the comments, what are the best series that you would recommend for other Digimon fans? Which of the games I've played? Which ones did you enjoy the most? Which ones did you subscribe to? Because I know a lot of people got here because of Next Order Randomized, which makes sense. We're in Next Order Randomized Part 20, or 19? What are we on? So it makes sense, but tell me. Let me know, what were your personal favorite series? And don't limit it to Digimon. If there's other random games I've played, or if it's Pokemon stuff I've played, or if it's Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, let me know in the comments. I've got a vague idea, and I'll run through the ones that I picked out next time, but I would love to crowdfund this, because it's hard for me to say what my best series are, because I think the ones that I think are the best and the ones that you guys think are the best are a little different, because, I'm the recorder and you're the watcher. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out my other stuff, obviously. Let me know what your favorites are, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Bye-bye.